Have you ever looked at a bird flying high above you and wondered where it was going? I have. I have spent my whole life wondering about animals. They are full of secrets. They do things we can barely understand. One of the biggest secrets is how they travel. Some animals journey across the entire world. They cross vast oceans. They cross endless deserts. They do not have maps. They do not have a compass. They do not have a phone to guide them. Yet, they arrive at the same place, year after year. It is a mystery that has puzzled people for a very long time. It is a beautiful and wondrous puzzle. This puzzle is not just about getting from one place to another. It is about survival. Think of a tiny hummingbird. It weighs less than a penny, yet it flies thousands of miles. It flies from North America all the way to Central America. How does it know the way? What guides its tiny heart and its fast-beating wings? Written in the stars. A story that connects all living things. Let us step into their world. Let us try to see the sky through their eyes. Why do animals travel so far? Why would a tiny bird leave a comfortable home? Why would a turtle swim across an entire ocean? The reasons are as old as life itself. It is all about finding what you need to live. Animals are on a constant search for food. They are looking for a safe place to have their babies, and they are trying to escape harsh weather. Imagine you are a monarch butterfly. Your life depends on milkweed plants. That is where you lay your eggs. That is what your caterpillars eat. So, you must fly. Or think of the great wildebeest of the Serengeti. They are part of a giant moving circle of life. They follow the rains across the plains of Africa. The rain brings fresh green grass. The grass gives them strength. It helps the mother wildebeest make milk for their calves. When the grass is gone in one place, they must move to the next. They face hungry lions and crocodiles in the rivers. So they walk. When the sun sets, the world changes. The familiar landmarks disappear. The shadows grow long and then vanish. For a human lost at night, it can be terrifying. But for many animals, the night is a time of opportunity. It is a time to travel. It is cooler. There are fewer predators. But how do you find your way in the dark? How do you navigate when you cannot see the mountains or the rivers? Many animals have found an answer. They look up. They look to the sky. They find their direction in the steady, silent light of the stars. The night sky is a perfect map. It is vast and unchanging, at least in a single lifetime. While the sun moves across the sky during the day, the stars at night have a predictable pattern. They pivot around a single point. In the northern hemisphere, that point is the North Star, Polaris. It is like a cosmic anchor. If you can find the North Star, you always know which way is north. Many songbirds are incredible travelers. Think of the indigo bunting. It is a small, brilliant blue bird. It spends its summers in the eastern United States, Canada. But when the air turns crisp in the fall, it knows it is time to go. It must fly south to Mexico, Central America, Caribbean islands. This tiny bird, weighing just half an ounce, flies mostly at night. For a long time, scientists were mystified. The answer, they discovered, was written in the stars. Scientists did a clever experiment. They brought indigo buntings into a planetarium. A planetarium is a domed room where you can project the night sky. The scientists could control the stars. They showed the birds the normal night sky. When the birds saw the normal sky, they hopped and fluttered toward migration direction. They faced south. It was a clear and powerful sign. They were reading the stars. The scientists tried another test. They made the stars rotate around a different star, not the North Star. They used Betelgeuse in Orion. Sea turtles are ancient mariners. They've been swimming the ocean since the time of the dinosaurs. A mother loggerhead sea turtle, swims for thousands of miles. She returns to the very same beach where she herself was born. She digs a nest in the sand and lays her eggs. Then, she returns to the sea. When the baby turtles hatch, they face a world of danger. They're tiny and soft. Crabs are waiting to eat them. Birds are waiting to eat them. They must get to the ocean as fast as they can. Once in the water, their great journey truly begins. They must swim out into the open ocean. They spend years in the vast Atlantic, drifting with the currents of the North Atlantic Gyre. This is a huge, circular current that flows around the ocean. It's a safe place for a young turtle to grow. But how do they find it? And how do they stay within it? But it turns out that's not their only tool. They also use their eyes to look at the sky. On a natural beach, this is the open ocean reflecting the light of the stars. The stars are a silent, steady companion on your lonely, epic journey. Not all celestial navigators are on epic migrations. Some use the stars for a much shorter but equally important trip. Let me introduce you to the African dung beetle. This is a creature with a humble but vital job. It finds a fresh pile of animal dung. It meticulously rolls a piece of it into a perfect ball. This ball is its treasure. It is food. It is a nursery for its future young. But other dung beetles are thieves. So once the beetle has its prize, it must get away from the chaotic pile as quickly as possible. The beetle needs to roll its ball in a straight line. If it wanders in circles, it risks rolling right back into the crowd. Or it might cross its own path, wasting precious time and energy. But how does it keep a straight line, especially at night? Scientists in South Africa were curious. They watched these little beetles work. On clear, moonlit nights, the beetles were very good at rolling their balls straight. But on cloudy, overcast nights, they struggled. They wandered and lost their way. They finally realized the beetles were using the light of the Milky Way, our home galaxy. That faint, shimmering band of light that stretches across the sky was their guide. The story of how we learned these secrets is a wonderful detective story. It involves patience, cleverness, a deep love for the natural world. For centuries, people were in awe. They saw birds leave in the fall and return in the spring. They called it a miracle. But scientists aren't satisfied with miracles. They want to understand how things work. One pioneer was Gustav Kramer. In the 1950s, he studied daytime migrants. He showed they used the sun as a compass, a huge breakthrough. But it didn't explain the night flyers. Franz and Eleanor Sauer had a new idea. What if birds were using the stars? A radical thought. To test it, they did something ingenious. They put European warblers into a cage with a glass top. Birds left little inky footprints showing direction. For these animal navigators, the stars are not just a tool, they are a lifeline. Their ability to read the sky is directly tied to their survival. It is also tied to their ability to create the next generation. A bird that gets lost on migration will not make it to its wintering grounds. It will run out of energy. It will not find food. It will not survive the cold. A young sea turtle that cannot find the ocean currents will perish. A dung beetle that cannot escape the frenzy around the dung pile will lose its precious ball. This celestial connection also ensures the health of entire ecosystems. Migrating animals are not just moving themselves. They are moving nutrients and energy across the globe. Birds that eat insects in the north carry those nutrients south. Whales move through the oceans, connecting different marine environments. But this lifeline is becoming fragile. We humans are changing the night sky. Our cities and towns glow with artificial light. This light pollution washes out the stars. They look up for answers, but the sky is blank. Protecting the darkness of the night is not just for astronomers. It is for the survival of countless creatures who depend on the stars to find their way home. When we look into the eyes of an animal, what do we see? Often we see a reflection of ourselves, but if we look closer, we can see something else. We can see a different kind of wisdom. It is a wisdom that does not build skyscrapers, but knows how to build a nest that can weather a storm. It is an intelligence that does not write books, but can read a map in the stars. The cosmic navigators of the animal world are a profound reminder that there are many ways of being smart. There are many ways of knowing the world. Their abilities are not less than ours. They are simply different. This unseen intelligence is a product of adaptation. Life is a relentless problem solver. The problem is how to survive in a changing world. The solution is evolution. Over millions of years, evolution has tinkered and experimented. It has given birds hollow bones for flight, and for those who travel in the dark, it has wired their brains to the cosmos. Studying these animals fills me with a sense of awe. It makes the world feel larger and more magical. So the next time you are outside on a clear night, look up. We just need to be quiet enough to listen.